Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Hey, welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob. It's getting easier to forget something simple. There's a person on the other side. Not just an opinion, not just a stance, and not just a sentence on a screen. A person. With a life that didn't start in this moment. With experiences you don't see. With fears, hopes, influences, and moments that shaped how they got here. But when things get tense, we stop seeing that. We begin to see positions instead of people. We hear a statement and it becomes a label. We see a belief and it becomes a category. We notice a difference and it becomes a dividing line. And once that happens, something shifts. Not in them, but in us. It becomes easier to dismiss, easier to reduce, easier to respond without really listening. Because we're no longer engaging with a person. We're engaging with what they represent. And representation is easier to push against than a human being. It's cleaner, more defined, less complicated. But it's also incomplete. Because no one is only the thing that you disagree with. No one is fully captured by a single position. And when we forget that, we lose something important. Not agreement. Not even resolution. We lose connection. We lose the ability to reach each other at all. This doesn't mean everything is acceptable. It doesn't mean every viewpoint is harmless either. There are things that cause real harm in this world. Things that need to be challenged. Things that need to be named clearly. Seeing the person does not mean ignoring the impact. But it does mean remembering that change, if it's ever going to happen, has to reach a human being. Not just confront a position. And that requires something different, guys. It requires presence. It requires listening long enough to understand where something is coming from, even if you don't agree with it. That's the ticket. It requires holding your own clarity without immediately turning the other person into something less than you. It's not easy. Especially right now in the times we're living. There's a lot at stake. A lot of emotion. A lot of reasons to draw lines quickly and hold them tightly. But there's also something else at stake. Our ability to remain human with each other. Our ability to speak and be heard. To listen and still stay grounded in what we believe. To disagree without disappearing the person in front of us. Because once we lose that, it becomes very hard to find our way back. This is where things get quiet. Not in the world, but in the way we choose to engage. It shows up in small moments. A pause before responding. A question instead of an assumption. A willingness to hear something fully before deciding what it means. These don't solve everything. They don't remove disagreement either, but they keep something open. And openness matters because it creates the possibility for something more than reaction, something more than distance, something more than the cycle we've all felt pulling us in. You can hold your beliefs clearly and still see the person in front of you. You can stand firm and still remain human in the way that you do it. That's not weakness, and you should know that because it's not easy. That's discipline. That's intention. That's choosing not to let the moment take something from you that you'll wish that you still had later. So the next time you feel that shift, that moment where someone becomes a position instead of a person, take a breath. Take a breath, just long enough to remember. There's more here than what you're reacting to. And sometimes that's where understanding begins. Not agreement, not resolution, just the simple, powerful act of seeing someone again. And sometimes that's the first step back to something we all need more of right now. I love you guys very, very, very much. And you know what I need you to do. Go out and pass that on, okay? Later, Gators. Bye-bye.